is called Stick It Out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of season 2 of Stick It Out. This is the final episode of this season. We had such a great time going through all these different Rush songs, giving them a revisit and seeing if they would change it all for us. Once again, I'm joined by this incredible panel. We have Ralph, Jarad, and Patrick, along with myself, Ryder. This last week, we got a very good set of songs. We had to push this episode back an extra week because we had some relocation going on, but here we are. This just means more time with these songs. Let's see if they've changed at all. So let's just jump right into it with Ralph with his song Rivendell from Fly By Night.
Right. So I got Fly By Night album, starts with Anthem. In your face, immediately. Getty screaming, drums frantic. Even then you go By Twin the Snow Dog and all those other songs. And then you get to Rivendell. And it's just Getty and Neil wrote the song, which I didn't realize, or I forgot I knew, was Getty does the guitar on this. He wrote the music. Which is interesting. Even there's an interview with him I read recently where he said when they were recording this album, Terry Brown would try to play this song back to them and they would all just fall asleep. You know, they were doing this in 10 days, so they were obviously very tired. So what I had to do was just forget I knew Rush, listen to this song with the lyrics in my hand, and just pay attention to it. And I started to like it. I realized, I read the lyrics, they're nice, they're good lyrics. It's not amazing song. The guitar works nice. The only problem is that it just doesn't change much. It's the same thing for all the verses, the chorus. But I kind of like it now. I'm not going to go say, hey, I want to go listen to Rivendell. But it did grow on me. So I suggest that. Listen to it. Pretend it's on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack or something. I don't know. Focus on this song at that time. Forget any other Rush songs. So did change my mind on that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I was not expecting that.
You're a champion.
Yeah.
You're a champion.
But come on. Always coming back on the you didn't come back on Lakeside Park, which was really weird, but sure, we'll give it to Rivendell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But Ralph,
Mm-hmm.
Rivendell is a bottom blank Rush song.
I'm not saying it's a great Rush song. That's why I'm saying you have to forget that it's a Rush song.
Ralph, where would you put it on a scale of 1 to, I think it's like 163. Like, where would you rank that in, like, bottom X, whatever?
It's 160 something,
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Right, it doesn't mean it's a bad song.
It went up a spot.
I just appreciated it more. And a funny side note, if you watch a recent Rush Roundtable with Desert Island Playlist, I don't know the episode number, we had Maya Wynn from Envy of None on.
Yes.
She picked this as one of her Desert Island playlists. 3 songs. She picked Rivendell as a Desert Island playlist. So you should check out that episode. That's a fun one. But she got
if that was one of my songs, reasons. I'd kill myself within a day on the island. Like, I'm out. I'm gone.
Well, no, it'll help put you to sleep, Patrick.
There you go.
There you go.
And then I'll get killed by all the wildlife on the island.
Do you think Alex revels in the fact that he had nothing to do with this song?
I didn't know that Getty played the guitar. I didn't know that.
I think so. There's some ambient electric guitar that's kind of fades in and out. I don't know if that's Alex, but I know Getty wrote it. It was just Getty and Neil. Alex didn't write anything, according to the album credits.
Well, your take on Rivendell was riveting.
Yes. I 100% agree. Jeez. Yeah, well, coming out of Rivendell, you have In the End, which was my song, perfect segue. And as I said on the last episode of this show, this was a song that I didn't really listen through all the way. I'm sure I've had just putting a record on and just forgetting about it for a bit, but I kind of chalk this song up to, before and after, how it starts slow, then it picks up, and it just stays rocking the whole rest of the song. And I gotta say, man, my opinion on In the End, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's
Wow.
okay, so
What about the live version? Did you listen to All the World's a Stage for me?
I did. I'll get to the live version. So
Okay.
I've been listening to the song. I listen to it on walks to class in the morning and stuff like that. That's how I fit in these songs. And I really, really like the acoustic intro. I think that is great. And I think I like that intro more than the slower style one on Before and After. I definitely like the 12 string a lot more. And I think the transition into the louder part's cool. I like how it doesn't just go right into it. It like builds up over time. And I like that dynamic range of it. But then like the lyrics start, and I mean the lyrics are okay. They give me debut album vibes, which, whatever. I mean, it's their early records, so they're not going to be like 21. Well, I mean, whatever. Like they're not going to be like these giant prog epics. It's not what I'm expecting going into this. But when the lyrics start, I don't know, it just kind of takes me out of it. And then once like I think it's like the pre-chorus or something like that, when the guitars kind of get like a little bit slower, like they're just, instead of like filling out everything, just the da dun dun dun, like I don't know, the vibe of the song kind of changes for me. I really like the guitar solo in the song. I think it was pretty goddamn good.
Goddamn good.
And then the song just kind of ends from there. Like it's just, I don't know, man. I did listen to the live version. I really liked the echoey vocals. I thought that was cool. And I think just the live version of the song, I tend to prefer live versions over studio recordings. Rather that's just me like enjoying that feel of it, like, oh, they're playing it all together, and that's just cool that they're able to replicate that. I like the live version a lot more. If I go back to listen to the song, that is the version I'm going to be listening to. But I didn't have that big turnaround that I thought I was going to have. And I'm sorry if that's disappointing to anybody watching. Once again, as I say on every episode, all rush is good rush. But I don't know, man. This probably isn't going to be one that I'm seeking out all that often. If it pops on and it's the All the World's a Stage version, sure, I'll look at the shuffle list and see if there's any 5 Rush songs in that immediate list that if there's some that I don't like more than that, then sure, whatever, I'll listen to it In the End again. But overall, In the End, it's okay. Sorry that's my last take on Stick It Out, but what are you gonna do? We spun a wheel.
It goes like that. Yeah.
That's the way the big wheel spins.
Okay.
Jeez.
It's time to get emotional. All right. So time and motion. What can I say? I know initially I was like, time and motion. Da 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 da. Time and motion. Da 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 da. And I remember what I said, and I did say it was a bottom 10 Rush song, and I definitely have to take that back. Okay,
okay,
yeah, I'm not gonna say I came around. I'm not gonna be like Patrick and rip off my shirt and have like a Time and Motion shirt on underneath, or something. Time and Motion, da 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 da. I used to think it was a bad Rush song, and I don't think that anymore. I mean, I first listened to some live as well as the studio, and yeah, I think it's one of those songs that's better live than on the studio album. And I know there aren't too many live recordings out there, but one that really got me was I don't know if you guys have heard, there's like a recording of a full rehearsal of Test for Echo, the set list.
Yes, Echoes from the Stage, I think it's called.
It's phenomenal. Okay, it's like a really great bootleg. And I was listening to that one, and even though it's not with a crowd, I don't know why, it just really rocked, that one. And then there's one on YouTube from like a Buffalo show that's really good. And the song has some really like driving guitar, it has a cool solo. It's almost like, I want to say it's like bluesy a bit. And there's some really cool bass licks from Geddy just randomly, like at the 4-minute mark, there's one. And then like there's some really cool drum fills from Neil here and there that, I think it's kind of what Ryder said. It's a little more proggy than other songs on Test for Echo. And I'd say like, you know, I don't know. I went from like wind and sun and rain to now more like time and motion, wind and sun and rain. Like I kind of want to hear it more, and it's still probably a bottom 30 Rush song for me, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Okay,
Yeah. We'll take that.
No, and I think
progress.
I'm just gonna say this because Ryder's gonna, get really excited, but I may have to reevaluate Test for Echo a bit.
There you go, baby. Any
just a
Test
bit.
for Echo fans, we take whatever we can get.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been. I used to think it was the worst album. Now, I mean, I don't know. I think it's still the bottom 5 Rush album for me, but it's got a lot of good songs on it, and I mean, something they can't all be top 10 or top 15 even. So
for sure.
But I think when you check out Time and Motion live, the rare times that they played it, I think you'll appreciate it more. And so it wasn't a full come around, but similar to Carve Away the Stone, I sort of, I definitely bumped it up on how I used to rank it.
There we go. That's awesome. I really like the lyrics in that song a lot. Like how they kind of play with that, like the time and motion, and just how they like kind of say all that stuff. My favorite is time and motion, flesh and blood and fire, lives connect in webs of gold and razor wire. Like that's insane. It's so good, man.
It's
listen
visual,
to Test.
Yeah.
Just listen to Test for Echo again. God damn it. Just do it. There we go, man. Awesome. Well, closing out this season.
Nothing could be faster than the speed of love.
Than the speed of love. Patrick from Counterparts. How are we feeling about this song?
For a song about speed, it felt like a slow, torturous death. Like I was in misery. Okay, and part of that was just like boredom. Like I just got so bored of the speed of love. I'd be listening to the song and I'd be like, "It's got to be over, right?" And I look at my timing; it's like 2.5 minutes in. I'm like, Jesus, like release me from this. Let me go. Like, and I come to all these songs with, a desire for it to work. I want it to get better. Like I'm trying to be positive, but yeah, it's a huge buzzkill. I wish this would have ended, with Countdown, or I Think I'm Going Bald, which would have been more exciting and dramatic. This is kind of a thud end for me. Yeah, Speed of Love is I don't have I haven't thought about like a specific number, but it's absolutely a bottom 10 Rush song for me, maybe bottom 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Dog Years, Tai Shan, I would gladly listen to those over the Speed of Love.
Debut album, like
yes.
Need Some
Rivendell?
Love, Take a Friend.
Yes.
Yeah, Rivendell.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's the tough one. Rivendell versus Speed of Love. Ooh, which poison do you want today?
I'm surprised that nothing grabbed you. I mean, I feel like the part
it really didn't. And I listened to it 20 times. 20 times.
He do something like ho ho, like something like that, and then there's like a cool little part there that I really connect with. I don't know.
Yeah, that bridge and the bass gets a little funky. Right. Yeah.
That's probably the only part that was enjoyable. The rest, it just never grabbed me. And the thing about what's so impressive about typically with a Rush song is like just how much the song pulls me in, and the different layers, and I feel like I'm finding new things with each listen and little things here and there, and just nothing about Speed of Love ever really got its hooks in me and reeled me in.
I think partially you're upset because you love all the other songs on Counterparts and you wanted it to be like complete the whole album.
There's some truth to that. I'm a collector. I'm a completionist, and I think I wanted to kind of like check this one off completely, but can't.
It's like when people ask me my favorite Rush song, and I say it's 2112. For me, it's 2112. But then they say, "Well, is that your favorite album?" I say no, because it's got some bad songs. Not bad, but it's got some blemishes on it. It's not like as banger as Moving Pictures or Permanent Waves or Hemispheres, So, and I think like it's kind of like a little bit of well, people are like, well, why, if you think it's got like, I mean, I think 2112 has like kind of 3 really rocking songs and 3 that are, okay. And then I still say it's like a top 5 or 7 Rush album because 2112 itself is like the equivalent of like 7 amazing songs.
Yeah, 21. I'm with you. 2112 is my favorite song as well too, and I have that album very high because of that song. Like it makes up for. I'm not crazy about Tears, but the title song is so good. It makes up for Tears for me. At least.
Yeah. So I think if you were to rank all the albums, you'd kind of be like, well, if I'm torn between these 2, like I'm gonna knock down Counterparts just a bit because it's got this Speed of Love on it.
Yeah. So no, I love the rest of Counterparts, but yeah, Speed of Love just didn't happen for me, and it's a bummer because it's like even with songs like Lock and Key and Neurotica, which I didn't come away like loving, like, oh my gosh, yes, this is awesome. I came away at least respecting and liking them more to the point where, like, I think I said, like, if they came up on my shuffle mode, I wouldn't skip through them, which is progress. I would skip Speed of Love. It's a shuffle mode skip for me.
On YouTube, there's a version that is 10% faster. Have you listened to that?
No, but I would have appreciated the quick death over the slow death.
Well, you could just go 1.75, right? 2.0
right,
on Speed of Love. It'd be the hyper speed of love, But I wonder if you guys feel, I'm just sort of, poll the group. Like, I think that going through this process, it can either make you like the song more. And like, I mean, when I hear Carve Away the Stone, I'll think about what we went through together, right? But I think now with Patrick, like him having such a negative experience with the Speed of Love, like he's going to be like, skipping it so quickly that he'll crash his car sometimes because he'll be like, no, Speed of Love 20 times in 3 weeks, boom, I'm done. Like next. Like,
yeah.
It almost like it can go one way or the other sometimes with these songs where you'll just be like, that's a hard no, where before it was like, eh.
Yeah, I gotcha. And that kind of gets into what I wanted to do next. So obviously, since these were our last songs, we don't have a wheel to spin, but I wanted to add something on a little bit to the end part of this episode. So I just wanted to go through with each of you guys and see which song had the most stark opinion change to you. And this doesn't have to be like which song ended up being your favorite, but like which song changed the most from your perspective on Stick It Out. So I'll just go first as an example. So my songs were Sweet Miracle, The Wreckers, Face Up, In the End, and what was this last one? Before and After. Yeah. Once again, I forgot about that song. So obviously that one isn't winning this little section. But like overall, I think Face Up was probably the most impact that this show had on that song for me. In that episode, I listened to that song a whole lot when I was like initially starting to deep dive into Rush. But then over time, it just kind of fell out of interest and then I stopped listening to it. But listening through it again so many times reminded me of why I loved that song so long ago. And that's now Face Up is one of the songs from Roll the Bones that I listen to the most. It's just less of like, now my opinion of it, it ranks higher on this part of the tier list for me. It's like I've just regained that appreciation for it for me. So that's what I was thinking about it. So Ralph, with your picks, you had Rivendell, Lakeside Park, The Big Wheel, Limbo, and Nocturne. So out of all those songs, which one do you think had the most change from that?
I have to go with Rivendell. Seriously, just because
he has a tattoo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. I'm moving to Rivendell. Just because I never listened to it before, it doesn't draw you in as a song, especially on Fly By Night album, which is everything it's just in your face, and this is kind of soft, so I never really listened to it. So I listened to it, read the lyrics, and I finally listened to it as a song. But again, I'm not saying it's a great Rush song. I'm just saying I listened to it as a song and I like it. Right.
So. Yeah, there you go, man. So Jared, you had Freeze, Time in Motion, Need Some Love, Carve Away the Stone, and Best I Can. So out of all those songs, which one had the most of an impact?
Yeah, it's Probably Carve Away the Stone, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, I always had it in my mind that and Time and Motion were easily the two bottom songs on Test for Echo, and I just thought they were both not worth anything to me. So that one really jumped up, and I would. It's not like a top 100 Rush song for me, but I really appreciate it more, and I think it's sort of has something to do with the competition. I mean, we all know I did not come around on Freeze completely because of how long it was, and then you know, Best I Can. You know, that is what it is. That needs some love. We don't even need to talk about it. So it's probably Carve Away the Stone with Time and Motion in second. Yeah.
There you go. And then Patrick, you had I Think I'm Going Bald, Countdown, Lock and Key, Neurotica, and The Speed of Love. I have a feeling that I know which one it is, but out of all those, which one was yours?
Well, I didn't rip off my jacket for it. It's got to be I Think I'm Going Bald, because that
I was
to
not
me
expecting. I wasn't expecting that one.
No, we're
Yeah.
all expecting.
A change in costume mid-episode is kind of a big thing, but you know, whatever.
No, I mean, well, part of it's because, you know, I didn't like Countdown, but it was coming from a higher position than I Think I'm Going Bald was. I Think I'm Going Bald was a bottom 5 Rush song for me. Like I told you guys, like I had a playlist of all the studio songs, and I left that song off because of how much I disliked it. And like, again, how I was so insecure about myself with my own balding and stuff. So it's like, to come around on that song was like more than just coming around on a song. It was coming around on myself.
Wow.
Guys.
What an emotional
learning about myself
and
growing, you know, there was a lot of I had to look inward and grow, unlike the back of my head. So, and plus I didn't have an I Think I'm Going Bald shirt, you know, to rip off too, you know, so it just didn't.
True.
You know, the NASA shirt was a lot easier to do, but yeah, I mean, NASA was obviously a very close second.
You could have shaved your head live in front of us.
That's yeah, you
like,
could have
I'm
done
embracing
that.
it completely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a
good
I think
one.
I'm Going Bald. That's got to be the one for me.
Yeah, there we go. Well, everybody, that is a wrap on season 2 of Stick It Out. Thank you guys so much for coming with us all the way through this journey. If you had a Stick It Out list, leave down your final song in the comments below, and also say, what did you think about this season? What did you like about it? Did you enjoy the first one more? Hope you did, and I hosted this one. I put a lot of effort into this. I'm going to be really mad if you didn't like this one more. But yeah, thank you once again to these amazing guys joining me. Thank you once again to you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell so you know when more episodes of our shows are coming out, like Rush Roundtable, and eventually, hopefully, maybe even Stick It Out season 3. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Rush on.
Shout out to Ghost Rider for being an awesome host.
Oh, thanks, Pat.
Yeah, and Rivendell.
Rivendell. There we go.
That's right. There we go.
Later, everybody.